this. I'm about to be the pacer in a race for the first time, and I'm so nervous because I'm going to pace my friend Oscar to something he has dreamt about for years, running a sub 10 minute 3000 meter. And after months of great training, we both think that this might be the day for him to get this bucket list goal done. But his entire race depends on me hitting the pace perfectly all the way through, on this really weird running track here in the basement of Bislett in Norway.
3, 2, and go!
Now it's all about locking into the exact right pace. Not too fast, not too slow, and that's crucial if I'm going to give Oscar the best possible chance to achieve his goal today. We made a clear pacing plan, run an even pace, just over 10 minutes 3000 meter pace, all the way to the last lap. Then we trust what we know Oscar has, a really strong kick and a fast last lap that will get him clearly under 10 minutes. But as you can see, this isn't a normal track. We don't have a clean 200 meter indoor laps or a standard 400 meter outdoor track. We start with half a lap of 267 meters. Coming into the first half lap here, I'm really hoping I've nailed the pace, because starting at just a bit too fast or slow could already ruin a lot. And after all the work Oscar has put down into this race for the last couple of months, I really don't want to screw this up. Seeing the first split come up at 53 seconds is a huge relief. That's almost exactly what we're aiming for. Now I really need to lock in this pace and execute the second lap as well. Oscar is right behind me, looking controlled, and this is exactly where we want to be at this stage. But if I'm honest, there's another thing in the back of my mind worrying me a bit. Just running sub 10 minutes in the 3K myself today isn't a given. I'm coming back from some injury issues after my last marathon, and this is my first really fast session in almost 2 months. So I'm hoping the training I've done lately is enough to hold this pace for the whole run. And you can see my heart rate is already at 90%, so this is clearly not an easy run for me. What doesn't help with making my pacing job easy is how weird this basement track is. The low ceiling and the tight tunnel walls completely mess with your sense of speed. And there's even a small uphill and downhill section on this track. And honestly, to even have a chance of pacing this accurately, this is where the sponsor of this video, Coros, really helps. I'm running with the Pace 4 paired with the Pod 2 on my foot. Down here in the basement there's obviously no GPS signal, but this setup still gives me reliable distance and pace. I always use the Pod 2 for indoor treadmill or track running like this to still get pace info that I can trust. And the bright and crisp AMOLED display of the Pace 4 makes it easy to check my pace really quickly, even in the dark parts of this tunnel. And for a first time pacer like me, checking the watch regularly is absolutely crucial if this mission is going to end well. Even when I race outside, I still use the Pod 2 paired with the Pace 4, because when using both GPS and the Pod 2 data, the watch gives you the pace response faster and more stable than GPS alone. I run the second lap in 1:49. I almost can't believe how accurate I managed to pace that one, almost spot on. 1 second faster than our goal pace, and we have gotten a great start to this race. As I'm settling into the pace here, I'm really hoping Oscar is having one of those great days, because if I can keep the laps even, I know he has a great kick, and to get to see him get under this goal I've heard him talking about for many years would be so cool. Come on, Oscar! Next lap comes in at 1:50, still perfectly on plan, and at this point I feel like I really managed to lock in the pace. Now all I can do is try to hold this pace steady and hope that Oscar is having the day where he can follow and finish strong. This is the moment where we soon start to find out if sub 10 is actually possible for him today. We talked about this part of the race beforehand, that this is the hardest section between kilometer 1 and kilometer 2, because you're already tired at this point, but it still feels like it's so long to go and so much suffering left.
Kom igen Oscar! Det är nog först.
When I glance back, I see a small gap opening behind me. Oscar has dropped just a few meters, and for the first time I start to worry that today might not be the sub 10 day.
Upp här! Vad tog du in där? Kom igen!
It's a huge relief to see Oscar back closer to me again and notice that he managed to drop some runners behind him. I really want him to succeed, especially after all the work he's put into this race. He's had his best consistent running training period over the last 6 months ever and is about to maybe beat his old personal best with a huge margin. Before this race he had never run under 10:30 in the 3K. I've helped him with the training plan during the last month leading into this race, but even before that he was doing great training, and you can see from his weekly training volume here that he's been doing things right. He's had a great consistency and a slow, steady progression. A lot of easy running combined with some solid threshold sessions each week, a lot of 6-minute intervals on the treadmill. And there we just passed the 4th lap in 1:51. Although the 3000 meter is a relatively short running event, it is this big aerobic base you get from this bigger running volume and all the threshold work you need in the base training. And then over the last month we kept some longer controlled threshold intervals in the plan and then gradually added some more and more higher intensity closer to VO2 max work. And during the final 2 weeks we reduced the volume and shifted the focus toward very specific 3000 meter pace work. And based on what he's done lately in training, I really thought that there was a good chance of him getting this massive personal best today and getting a sub 10. But it's one thing to do good training and another thing to get it out when it actually matters.
Detta har Oscar en bra sitt nu.
As we clock in the second last lap in another perfect 150, I'm screaming to Oscar that he got this with a good last lap. And we're almost right on sub 10 pace. But he's still gotta find it in him to at least speed up a little bit in the last lap to get under that magical 10 minutes. And I'm really happy at this point that I managed to do my pacing job almost exactly as we planned it out. And now it is up to Oscar to dig deep to finally get his dream goal done.
Kom igen Oscar! Gick det in då? Kom igen!
I am feeling surprisingly good based on my lack of good training lately, and my plan now is just to gradually increase the pace over the last lap, and hopefully he can follow in my back and have that great kick that he often have in races still within him after running 2.7 kilometers faster than he has ever done before.
Kom igen! Detta är drömmen din, kom igen! Fy fan Oscar! Psykehode! What's it feel Oscar?
Amazing. My legs are finished, but it's amazing. It was so fun.
It's not every day you get to crush a bucket list goal.
No.
I'm so proud of you.
I've been thinking for this for years. It's been up there so long. Oh, it's amazing.
Getting to pace Oscar for this one was one of the most fun races I've had myself as well. So thanks for letting me join on. This
thank
awesome
you
race.
so much for doing it.
And thanks Koros for the great pacing. Without the pod it would be really hard to hit those great splits. So click here to check out all of their products. Train smart, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.